How long have you been working? How many years? Now, for some of us that have a little more of this gray hair stuff, it's decades, decades of working. And if you stop work today for the thousands and tens of thousands of hours you've worked in your career, what's your income tomorrow? If the answer is this, brother, sister, you are in the right place if you are watching this video, and be blessed that Cody's message is getting to you, and then get back to someone in the industry. Call me, I don't care. You can look my name, get my cell phone number, get on one of my websites, I don't care. Or get back to the person that said, hey, you should look at insurance, because you can work here, listen carefully, for a few years, not a couple weeks, not a couple days, not a couple months, a few years of concentrated effort. And at the end of that 2 or 3 years, your entire life is different.
So what happens? How do you gracefully, nicely, humbly tell someone that they're not a fit for your team? So you got them on the team already. You've been working with them, and now it's like, this is not working. But you want to do it in a nice and graceful way.
I think you just teed that up perfectly, Patrice. Let's role play. You want to terminate me, or am I going to terminate you?
You can terminate me.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Listen, Patrice, I really appreciate the friendship we've developed and the business relationship we've had. You know, and you and I've had several conversations and emails and text messages and phone calls about working together. And it's okay for us to be different. It's okay for us to disagree on things. But I'm thinking that maybe you're not playing for the right team. You know, it's like a professional athlete gets traded from one NFL franchise, they get traded to another NFL franchise. And over here, he's a bum, but over here, he's got the right coaches and the right mentoring and the right plays, and now they're a superstar. I think that maybe you and I have reached that point, that maybe we need to trade you to a different team, because maybe I'm not the right coach for you, or maybe you're not the right player for the system and the plays that we've developed in our playbook. So, you know, we're all adults here. We don't have to get butthurt or yell or any of that kind of crazy stuff. We're all grown adults here. It might be time for us to part company, and you could, you know, maybe take a look at a different option.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I'm Patrice's agent, so I'll help in brokering that transfer.
Yes, you will, I'm sure.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I mean, it's the bottom line. I mean, you know, there's that other old saying, you're not really the boss until you fire someone.
Yeah.
I've been the boss a long time, and I've had to let people go, and no one wants to be fired. And the thing is it may not be the right fit. I mean, God bless the people that do Medicare supplement. If you put me in that kind of agency, I would be asking to be transferred in a week. I would say, man, I terminate myself, because that's not the playbook that Darin Stubbs wants to run. Now, I know there's millions of dollars to be made in that.
Yes.
And believe me, I watched the 8% Nation going, dang, look at those guys with Medicare agencies. Holy crap. That's not my gig.
Yeah. And it's good that you know your gig. And you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are like, they struggle to like find something and run, you know, instead of like, they're like always looking over their shoulder and over the fence. And they're like, gosh, I'm doing this. Maybe I should be doing that. Like, I don't know. Somebody on this call earlier was like selling something different, and they heard you and they're like, gosh, dang it, maybe I should be selling mortgage protection like Darin, you know? And you know, it happened, by the way, you know, it did. Okay. But he's not saying you just got to totally switch what you're doing. So that's cool. That's really good advice. Boom.
So questions for Patrice. You're going to ask her a few things.
Yes, I would love to know how she always is always smiling. Like, you can't get her not to smile. I've tried to upset her and turn the frown upside down, but it's been really difficult.
It is joy from the inside. So the smile that you see on the outside is all that joy and all that goodness going on the inside, Cody.
Boom. I think it's because I think you're doing it differently. That's what I think.
I think I am doing it differently.
I love it. I love it. Also, if y'all don't know Patrice, man, she goes out of her way to make people feel good and check on people when they're going through stuff. And that says a lot. I won't get into specifics, but that says a lot about you that you do that. So it's really cool.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing too, Cody. A good reminder in recruiting is making people feel that you're there for them. Like, Brian, would you get out there and write some business so I can make some overrides? I mean, what? Who wants to live in that? That's a job, right?
Yeah.
And then hearing what we do, well, all of us do, even if we're from different groups and different parts of the business. And I took a couple of fun shots at the MedSup people, and it's mostly because I don't understand it that well. So I'll admit that right now, Cody.
Well,
I mean, I get it.
Nate calls it Medicaid, so at least you like got one of the products correct.
Yeah. But I think it's just important, that when you're recruiting, you make that person feel valued, that you're there for them. Ask them what their goals are. How can I help you get to where you want to go? The secret to making a lot of overrides is go out and, oh my gosh, call me crazy, help a bunch of people get to their goal. When you do that, you will not be able to stop the money pouring into your bank. I mean, you guys realize the industry we're in? Praise Jesus, we're lucky we're in the insurance industry. I spent 20 years in the mortgage banking industry. You can't see, but I still love whiteboards. I have all the tech, but in fact, in my other office, I have a 4 by 8 foot whiteboard because I still love whiteboards. And every month I was zero to hero. Transactional sales. Got a bunch of friends in real estate. Yeah, now the real estate market's cooling off in Boise a little bit. Suddenly my phone's ringing from my realtor buddies and friends who were not interested before. But they see how we live. All of us in the insurance industry make a sale once, and in many cases get paid 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You're going to continue to get paid. I have one carrier that I've been doing business with for a few years, and they only pay weekly, which is fine. And I don't send them a lot of business, but over the years, we've sent them a variety, pretty fair amount of business. And every Tuesday, my commission statement is 400 or 500 entries long. 22 cents, $1.87, $14, $3.22, 16 cents, 18. And this goes on for page after page after page. It's like $1,200 a week. And I haven't sent them business in like a year and a half. And all those policies are at least 13 months to 6 years old. And it's mostly from what my guys in the agency did. So that one little piece of long-term residuals, nickels, dimes, and pennies, is probably about 70 grand a year.
Terrible.
I haven't even sent them business in a long time. Show me another gig, another job, another industry where you can have that. I've got a bunch of friends that are doctors. And they went to school for like 12 years, 14 years, Berkeley, USC, Cal, all that kind of stuff. And man, they make a lot of money. But guess who's on his boat in the middle of the afternoon on Tuesday?
Not him.
Because where are they? They're working at the hospital because they're still, Patrice, trading time for dollars. Their hourly rate as a physician is a lot more than most other people. But the insurance industry allows you, me, any of us, I know, Cody, we got to go, but I want to end with this and I'll toss it to you, Cody.
Cool.
Think in your mind, if you're on this live or if you're watching this replay, how long have you been working? How many years? Now, for some of us have a little more of this gray hair stuff, it's decades, of working. And if you stop work today for the thousands and tens of thousands of hours you've worked in your career, what's your income tomorrow? If the answer is this, brother, sister, you are in the right place if you are watching this video, and be blessed that Cody's message is getting to you, and then get back to someone in the industry. Call me. I don't care. You can look my name, get my cell phone number, get on one of my websites. I don't care. Or get back to the person that said, hey, you should look at insurance because you can work here. Listen carefully. For a few years, not a couple weeks, not a couple days, not a couple months, a few years of concentrated effort. And at the end of that 2 or 3 years, your entire life is different. In 2 years, I had over $20,000 a month in residuals and overrides for my agency. How many people even make 20 grand a month? Because it's about, again, helping people, solving problems.
I love it. Give it up for Mr. Darin Stubbs.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all of you for being on.
Thank you, brother.
You're the man,
Appreciate
Darin.
you.
Thank you.
You're a
Thank you,
beast.
James.
Hey, if they've got a question, man, can they shoot an email? What you said, DarinStubbs@gmail.com?
Yep, I'll just put it right here in the chat.
Okay, let's do it. You're a beast, man. I appreciate you sharing. your time today.
Or my agency, PacWestAgency.com.
I feel like I owe him like
WorkInsuranceNow.com. Pick one. You can almost, I'm easy to get a hold of. I had the same phone number for like, I don't even know how long. Longer than Derek's probably been alive. I've had the same cell phone number.
I feel like I owe you like $8,400 for your time the last 46 minutes, so thank you for
Hey,
sharing with us
we can talk about some other stuff we got to talk about. We'll just minus that off of that.
today. I love it. You're a beast, man. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate you being here.
I'm
Go
just
Rising.
humbled. Thank you for everyone that came on today and shared part of your
Yes.
afternoon with me. And thank you, Cody, for setting this up. And just go out there and have a great attitude. Control that activity by having an absolute commitment to a non-negotiable calendar. If it says today is dial for the next 2 hours, dial. If it says, hey, this is where you're supposed to be with your 2-year-old son, then be with your 2-year-old son. Be present in that, because you don't have to work all the time. But when you are working, be completely intentional and focused. And just hang out with good people. Association, man, that's going to change. I mean, look at everyone smiling. Look at all this. This is awesome. You guys made my afternoon. So thank you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Go Rising Stars. Let's have a big week. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being on. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're gonna love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
Like, what did you do to go from 10K, 26K, 60K, 60K, and then boom, over 100 in 2017 with that full year, almost doubled? Yes, you had time on your hands, but what else did you do different?
I think I